under the starry night sky. A donkey named Tobias was grazing while his owner slept in a nearby hut. Suddenly a creaking sound broke the stillness of the night. Tobias, ever alert, raised his ears, and from some shadows emerged an individual with an evil look. Before the donkey could warn his owner, he was muzzled by that dark character. Thus the noble donkey was cruelly torn from his home. The man took Tobias to a place of despair and pain, a vast and arid land where even the air seemed poisoned. Their numerous skeletal donkeys wandered around the millstones, their eyes empty and desperate, and this was the fate that seemed to await poor Tobias too. The masters of that hell were a group of brutal delinquents who embodied cruelty and greed. They forced the donkeys to work incessantly, providing them with just enough water and food to keep them alive, while they whipped them to make the most of their efforts. Tobias, with an indomitable spirit, tried to escape on several occasions, but it was always impossible, and the attempts only earned the donkey brutal beatings. Each blow, each wound seemed to take away a little more of his inner strength. In less than a week he found himself on the brink of resignation. However, fate had a different path in store for him. One day when the gates of the estate opened and jammed, Tobias saw an opportunity. The men had left the entrance open until they could repair it, and the donkey had lost so much weight in so few days that the chains that blocked him had loosened. Before him was an opportunity that would probably never be repeated. However, the fear of further punishment made him hesitate, and he preferred to turn away to avoid that temptation. It was then that a gauze with feathers as white as snow and eyes full of wisdom said to him, "What are you doing, boy? You cannot miss this opportunity." The gauze, who had been observing everything from the branches of a nearby tree, encouraged Tobias with such insistence that the donkey finally found the courage to take advantage of the opportunity. Without much effort, he freed himself from his chains and fled the estate. The gauze flew alongside him. However, the criminals did not sit back and watch. They mounted their horses and began chasing the poor donkey. At that moment it seemed as if the world was conspiring against Tobias, as a massive rain began to fall with force, as if those men had summoned the storm on purpose to erase Tobias's only chance of freedom. The flood turned the ground into a slimy swamp, preventing the donkey from seeing beyond his nose. This made him stumble against logs and stones. Tobias, already weakened by malnutrition and exhaustion, struggled to stay on his feet, but those delinquents were relentless. So with tears of despair he did nothing but cry and repeat, "I can't do it." His inclination to give up and his desperation grew with every step. However, he was not alone. The heron had flown above the clouds to escape the storm, but had not abandoned Tobias. Its voice, almost drowned out by the sound of the rain, encouraged him, "Keep going, Tobias. Don't give up, please. Keep going." Its voice was a beacon of hope in the midst of the storm, and the only thing that kept the donkey from giving up completely. Finally, when the thugs seemed about to capture him, the rain suddenly stopped, and Tobias could see clearly. The brave donkey immediately realized that the settlement of the true owner was about 300 meters away. So, inspired by that light of hope, he gathered his last strength and ran to that safe place. The men, seeing the settlement, retreated, leaving Tobias finally free. Tobias's owner ran out of his hut and hugged him in tears. The gauze came down from the sky and approached Tobias. The donkey looked at them gratefully and then asked, "Why did you trust me so much? If it weren't for you, I would have given up, and only God knows what would have become of me." The gauze replied in a calm voice, "The reason is that when you're in the middle of the storm, things are not seen clearly. Never forget that, Tobias." The donkey listened carefully and was able to grasp the true meaning of those words. "From the sky above the dark clouds where I was flying, I could see that you were running toward the end of the storm and toward a shelter. That's why I asked you not to stop, because I could see what you couldn't see, and I knew that soon you would be safe even if you couldn't see it in the middle of the storm," the gauze explained further. Thus Tobias realized that even in the darkest moments, hope can be found if you keep moving forward. He learned that misfortunes can only catch you if you stop looking forward, and that no matter how difficult the storm is, sooner or later it will end, and you just have to follow that light that invites you not to give in to the darkness. If you are currently in the midst of a storm, please listen to us and do not give up. Keep moving forward. You can do it. A better life awaits you. Free yourself from the chains of fear, criticism, and worry about what others think or what you will become. The only chain that can truly stop you is your own mind. Consider this story that allows you to soar a little above the storm clouds, so that you know that freedom is waiting for you. You have our full support, and if you enjoyed this story, know that there are many more, what to come, that will fascinate you. So begin, do not delay, and join us who are already walking this path for the nourishment of mind, soul, and heart. Do not delay and never give up. Let us know in the comments what you think of this story and if you have ever felt like Tobias. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to Mental Dose so you don't miss. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to Mental Dose so you don't miss future content. Also, activate the notification bell and we'll see you in the next video.